Last night I got to check out Nobody 2. I missed the train with the first Nobody back in 2021. This is starring Bob Odenkirk. And when I first watched the original Nobody, I was like, man, Bob would have been a dope Batman for like the 90s or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But fun movie. I had a really good time with that first movie. Now, going into this, I had really no expectations, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really necessarily think, just based on how the first one ended, didn't really think that this sequel was really necessary, but it pretty much like doubles down on what the first one built off, which is like, this is a very much over the top, damn near parody of the John Wick movies. You know, you have Bob Odenkirk back as Hutch. Hutch is still kind of dealing with the aftermath of the first movie, of him kind of going back into being like an assassin, a killer, and that's affecting his family life. And that's what the movie is at its core, is about his family and him wanting to spend quality time with them. And they had a really interesting setup where a lot of this movie takes place at this like place called Plummersville, where Hutch went to when he was younger with his brother and whatnot, and he wanted his kids to kind of share that same experience. And it's being a setup for like a water park or amusement park, what you want to call it, or just like a fair, because that's what kind of is like a mixture of, like, it's a county like kind of fair thing, and it also has like a water park and attractions and stuff like that. But you know, of course, just the deeper that Hutch gets into it with other people and other dangerous people, that they are constantly going to be coming after him, and not only him, his family now. And like I said, his family has a lot more to do in this movie compared to the first film, and we're dealing with a lot of, like, not only him trying to still be this great dad, this great family man, he's also trying to be a great husband. There's a cool, interesting dynamic between him and his wife. But then it just kind of takes you out of it with this just really over the top nonsense within this movie. And it really boils down to the villains. You know, you have this one female villain, I'm just forgetting her name off the top of my head. She is just super over the top, very brutal, but it's just like, man, it really kind of takes you out of the movie when you get these like really weird and not really compelling villains, you know what I'm saying, where you have an interesting kind of story going, where it's not really anything groundbreaking or new. It's pretty generic, but like I said, like with Bob Odenkirk's like acting, he really just kind of carries these films. And just with the action set pieces too, it's just a lot more brutal, a lot more violent, which I appreciate. It's just that this movie just really goes off the rails the more it kind of goes on, and that's why it just makes me feel like, what was the point in this? But I already know that this might make enough money to warrant a third movie. I don't know, but anything Bob Odenkirk's in, I'll definitely go support. I just felt like this movie was just a little bit too much, and maybe it should have just been one and done. So overall, let me know how you guys feel about this. Do you feel like this sequel was unnecessary? Did you just have an absolute blast with it, turned off your brain, didn't really think about everything else too much? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.